You're not guy stickers. You're going to stop me a good morning, for goodness sake. Well, welcome to the castle, folks. My name is Gordon Campbell of the Gordon Highlanders. How are you all today?
Yeah, good.
Oh, very enthusiastic, aren't we? Very enthusiastic. We are living history in Scotland. We're going to do a small display of some firearms, all the way from Grandpa over here with his matchlock, to me a bit more advanced with the flintlock here, and whatever the hell that is in the future, a cartridge gun. But I'll leave you in the hands of Shoris here instead. Can't talk, shall we?
No. I'm not sure. You're confusing me with my brother.
Oh, is it?
Shoris. It's Misha Hamish Campbell, have you told you? It's a Seamus Ari, it's a Seamus Ari, it's a Sarias Alpha, it's a Granite Palace, it's a Seamus Aricha. My name is Hamish Campbell, not Shoris Campbell. That is genuinely my brother, George Campbell, who isn't here today because he's dead. And we're here, as Campbell said, we are here to tell you just a short demonstration of some of the historic weaponry that was used to either defend this castle or indeed to attack anyone outside the castle here. You are talking almost 600 years of history. It will be a short presentation. Just to let you know that the wind is playing a wee bit of havoc, especially with that gun over there. This one is more reliable, and as he called me Grandad, as you all know, granddads, you can't buy experience. So we'll wait and see if his works properly and if mine's lights properly. If they do work, just to let you know, they can be quite loud, they can be kind of frightening if you don't like loud noises. Before we fire, we will give you a wee bit of guidance. If you don't like loud noises, just before we fire, we'll give you a command. Not in Gaelic, but in Scots. In the Scots language, it means "Hod your lugs." Hod your lugs. Does anyone not understand what that means? Put your hand up, don't be shy. Okay, this is your lugs. That's your lugs there. And we say "Hod your lugs," it means cover your lugs. Do not stick your fingers in, don't do this. Stick your fingers in like that. The boom from the gun will actually go up your nose and your brains will come out, blow your ears off with your fingers. All you need to do is just simply cup them tight, open your mouth slightly like this. Just as maybe when you come in and you saw the price of the castle, you went, just do that. Do you understand?
Yes.
Aye, I figured. So as I said, you may hear us speaking some Gaelic and some Scots, as well as a mixture of English. If we're speaking to Gaelic and Scots and one another, don't worry, we are not talking about you. We are not talking about you. We were just saying various things for all you blow a wall in here, and if blowing a hoolie, you can, the big gun may be working. So that's the Scots language there. What was just saying there, if the wind's too strong, this might not go according to plan. If it doesn't go according to plan, just tell everybody you were at a National Trust property, not Stirling Castle. Alright, so first things first. You can hold that for me for a few seconds. The way I'm dressed today, of course, you can see I look very different from these two. We're all very different. As I say, we're covering almost 600 years of this magnificent castle here. I am in the colours of red and gold. The red and gold, of course, is the standard of Scotland, the royal standard, because I am no less than a soldier in the tea shop at Archibald Campbell. Although I am a soldier of Archibald Campbell, the greatest and most powerful and most well-loved clan in the whole of Scotland. Yeah. I think there's some McDonald's there, yeah. Maybe a wee McLeod sneaking in, but we've noticed them with a really horrible tartan. So, if you're a McLeod or a McDonald, you're welcome here just as much as any clans. But this is Campbell country, Our clan chief, Archibald Campbell, the Taoiseach na Clan, the man who leads the clan. I work for him and he works for the king, therefore I have to wear the clothing that's given to me. At home I would normally be in something similar to this, but not Gordon tartan. That's from the northeast of Scotland. Very proud body of people, but they're not Campbells, they're mostly Gordons. So red and gold, the royal standard, the red line on the gold field, that's what I'm dressed. This is typical European 16th century fashion, believe it or not. you will get a chance to speak to me about it later. Please don't ask me about the most obvious thing. You can't ask. It's not that exciting. Okay? So first of all, I'm going to take you back. I'm going to like what's called the matchlock musket, or a arquebus. This here is arquebus. This, believe it or not, is one of the very first small guns that Scotland would have actually seen. A lot of them were produced in Italy and Germany and brought here. We also had a gun foundry here in Stirling Castle at one point by the order of James IV, the last European monarch to die in battle actually in 1513. He was fascinated with gunpowder, as was his grandfather, James II, who died at the hands of his own cannon. So this is called a matchlock or an arquebus. It's called a matchlock because this here is called match cord. It's called match cord, and the firing mechanism is just like an old door lock. It's just like an old door lock. You see? Can you people up there hear me? Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a bit quieter. If they can't be asked coming down here to listen to what we've got to say, we're going to do this exclusively for you people. Yay! So, yeah, we weren't talking about you at all. So, it's called matchlock. This is the match, this is the lock, like an old medieval door lock. And what we do is, we just open it up. This is not how you check a gun for blockages. No. That's not how you do it. Don't ever do that at all. And what I'm going to do is, first of all, I have to light the match. This has to be lit at all times. We were even, I can't believe we were in a wee bit of trouble with this earlier on. And this is done by a traditional method with a piece of stone and a piece of flint, you know, a piece of flint stone and a piece of steel that you strike together. So, so I'm just striking the flint and the stone and the steel. That's good. So see how long it remains lit for. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, we open up what's called the flash pan. This is the flash pan. You've ever heard that expression before? Yeah. Flash the pan. Scotland. Scotland's World Cup chances. We got a win. Yes! We're off to America and Mexico, and then we haven't had a win since, apart from Liechtenstein, who are indeed a mighty, mighty area when it comes to football. A flash in the pan. It's there for a wee bit close. Why do we call it that? Sometimes this ignites and the barrel doesn't. It's a flash in the pan. Looks good, created nothing. So open up the flash pan and you'll take your powder horn and we'll pour that in just till it's overflowing there, and hopefully much of it will fall through into the muzzle. There's a small hole there. Close the flash pan over, cast your powder away, and I need to move back at this point just in case of ignition. Yeah, I reckon that's safe enough for you people. You would then take your powder horn and you will pour the required amount of powder down the muzzle of the gun. In this case it's 2 charges. You can use cartridges. I'm not going to tell you about them because his boring part tells you about that. Take that there. You would then take what's called wadding, and wadding is in the other pocket. That was a test, that was a test. And you take your wadding, it could be paper, it could be dry grass, it could be a piece of cloth. Take it down. You would then take a lead bullet, and a lead bullet is something along, yeah, I've got it, it's like this. It doesn't look much, it does not look much at all, but that is enough to kill you outright. About 100 yards, if it doesn't kill you, it will ruin your evening, that's for sure. So we'll put that back in the right pocket. We're not putting it down the gun. We are no longer allowed to shoot visitors. Something to do with health and safety. You would then take your scouring stick, in case just a wooden stick, and you push the bullet and the wadding right down to the bottom of the gun until you're scraping the bottom of the barrel actually. You would then heat up your match. I would move if I was you too. So hopefully this will be hot enough. You present, you'll make ready your gun. Hold your lugs. Yeah, get fire. And then like so. As the smoke comes across you there, that is natural gunpowder. That's the smell of the 16th century battlefield. Now I'll hand you over to Gordon.
Well, hello folks. I've got something a bit more advanced. See, I'm a bit more modern. I'm a hip, I'm a technical man. I'm not using a silly daft matchlock. That's for old folks. I'm using the new and improved flintlock musket. Ooh! See, that's better. See, as opposed to a match cord that has ignited the gunpowder in the pan, I use a small bit of flint. The same way you'd light that match cord, why not just use that spark to light the gunpowder? See, think smarter, not harder, far easier. So I am dressed as a Napoleonic soldier of the Peninsular War. Of course, a bit more different to what he's wearing. I'm wearing proper clothes. I'm wearing a kilt. Everyone knows a man's knees must be amongst the breeds. That's how you live.
Yeah, Ilyatil de Francais?
Yes.
Yeah, you'll not like him. No, you'll not like him.
I fight Napoleon.
Thank you.
But one of the other advantages of this gun is that, unlike his gun, where if it doesn't go off, you have to club somebody over the head, I have got a very sharp implement, a bayonet. Now,
From France.
From France, exactly. Now, sadly, my other bayonet is at home. It doesn't fit this gun, but it goes on top, squeezes front, and stabs you. So you stand still, sir. I would stab him in the eyes, in the throat, in the heart, twist, and pull. That will kill them dead if the gun doesn't go off. It's far easier. Don't worry, I won't stab you, son. You're fine.
I'll give you £1 if you do.
But you're £2, the other deal. But it's much the same process. As opposed to using a powder horn as I will today, you would be using a cartridge. Pre-made cartridges before battle. Gunpowder and musket ball in one. They don't go all the way down. What you would do is you would bite off the top. You'd fill up the frizzen, the pan here under the frizzen. You would close that off and then rest the powder.
Right the door.
You'd bite the bullet if it was too knobbly, not round enough. It casts weird, you'd bite the bullet. Ladies here, if you married somebody that want to, you had to bite the bullet, do something disgusting, you didn't fancy doing it, you did the same as I did. You bit the bullet to round the bullet off. If it's too knobbly, the gets on the bullet come off. It's down the barrel of the gun, along with gunpowder, wadding, and you ram it down the same as his gun as well. But sadly, I can't do that today. We're not, as Seamus said, we can't shoot guests anymore. We were told last year.
Seamus is my cousin. I'm Hamish.
Sorry, Hamish. See all these bloody Highlanders. But the same idea goes, folks. Gunpowder into the pan. Close the pan over, cast off the excess. 2 charges of gunpowder down the barrel of the gun. Oh. Talk amongst yourselves. Good enough. There we are. And the same as his, you take some wadding over the top. Bullet goes on top of that. Scouring rod. Push them. See, I'm a trained professional, don't worry. Yeah. I've killed many Frenchmen. And it goes down the barrel of the gun. Tap it home. At this point I come back, just for your safety. Right, and as you said at the first, it might not go off, but hopefully it does. The wind's not playing nice today. Hold your lugs!
Yeah, so much for Grandad's old technology.
Fast. awful way. Imagine doing that when you're in the middle of that one.
Yep.
That's English again.
Hold your lugs. So I think we've got a blockage, which does happen.
I've got hands in the back of this baby.
Come on, you two. They said I'd be home by Christmas.
So, in this situation, we just retire the guns to the back of the performance area, and it would be just as loud as what I've been firing there. As I said, very, very temperamental, the flintlocks. The old matchlock, much simpler, and usually works apart from very, very windy days and rainy days. It is a bit windy today, so we don't think the splats is getting to them there. But what we will do is, we will introduce you to the most recent technology that we Campbells are using, and I'd like to introduce this man here, and this man here is, in fact, Seamus Campbell.
I know another Campbell. You must be getting sick of us at this point. I promise I won't take as long as all of that, because it looks like we've done quite a jump this time, hasn't it? This doesn't really look anything like their ones. This is a nothing lock. There's no lock going on here. This is a cartridge gun. And one of the key differences there, instead of all of this nonsense with getting everything down the barrel and doing everything at the front, and having to get something all the way from there, all the way down there, they finally figured out you can open the back of the thing and put something in there. Oh, it's a lot easier, isn't it? And I have not paper cartridges, but metallic cartridges. Everything I need is all in there, including what the close ones might want to see, a little round bit on the back. That's what's making my spark for me, a little percussion cap. We have skipped a bit. There was a bit when guns used just the cap and still did all that front stuff, but we've got this way, and this is a lot quicker. So, round, in it goes. I'm ready. So everyone, I'm ready. So everyone, hold your legs. Done. Another important change that did happen is that we've got magazines. So, people started to figure out that once you've been able to do that, you can do it quite quickly if you get a magazine on the bottom, which I do have. Now, I don't, however, have another one of these. So I don't have a loaded magazine sitting around to load in, because they don't trust me with them, because I'd lose them. And they do cost a little bit. So instead, what they do trust me with is a little bit of metal, because they don't really think it costs very much if I lose it. This. So that is a magazine, this is a clip. They're not the same thing. They get used interchangeably, but they're not. So this is a charger, or a clip, and this sits onto the gun, like so. And then I've got 5 rounds in already, and I can lose that, because it's that. So should I try and fire it quickly then? Yeah.
Right everyone, keep your lugs held if you don't like the noise. There's going to be 5 bangs, hopefully, or something's gone wrong. That seems very good, but it's worth remembering that I'm fighting people who can do that, and they're fighting people who take that long. So it maybe isn't quite as good as it seems. And while we might have changed quite a lot and advanced in all those sort of lovely ways, it's important remembering that I do still have something that great granddad and great granddad did, and that is that I still have some cold steel. The bayonet continued its service, and they're still teaching me. Who was it that was the victim against someone over here? That I can still be going for the stomach, for the eyes, for the neck, doing all sorts of horrible things like that. And if worse comes to worse, I can still
be clubbing people if I have to. So while we might have advanced a long, long way, these didn't disappear. And I should say that I am dressed for the Second World War, but this is the weapon that came in for the First World War. I'm on guard duty, so they don't trust me with the latest thing. But it's more or less the same. Another thing worth noting is while this seems like an incredible jump from the flintlock, the same amount of time that it took to go from a matchlock to a flintlock, we have went from a flintlock to this. About 200 years both times, and that's the jump in technology you get. In 10 years from this, self-loading weapons become the norm. The things start to ramp up quite quickly.